Happy Father's Day from Hulu and Into the Dark. They Come Knocking is the June 2019 entry into the horror anthology, and it's pretty decent. A grieving dad takes his two daughters on a road trip after his wife dies of cancer. Once they get to a roadside stop and they set out all of their gear, they begin to be tormented by weird images, creepy sounds, and these just unsettling hooded figures that just won't leave them alone. Playing into the large sense of guilt that the father feels just over the death of his wife, the loss, and the remaining of his two daughters, you've also got this vibe from The Hills Have Eyes. I mean, you can't watch the trailer and but feel that. They're out in a huge RV in what looks to be kind of a desert area, and there are these things that are knocking and like creepy looking as they're looking in or whatever, and it just, well, there you go. You can't help but make that comparison. This is one of the better movies in the Into the Dark anthology. It has creepiness, tension, and a story that'll draw you in. You have to be a bit patient for the characters to grow on you, but once they do, I found them to be engaging and sympathetic, especially because they're grieving and you forgive them a little bit because they may not be the most likable characters overall, but you know that they're going through something, and so you try and feel for them. Guilt and grief are the main themes throughout this entire movie, and the actors do a really good job of portraying those emotions. I mean, not just from their facial expressions, just not just weepy and whatever, but they really do. I mean, just in their entire body movements, the way they speak, the way they hold their eyes, everything just really conveys that well. The hoodie characters are pretty creepy because you can't really tell who or what they are. They have kind of whitish faces, dark sunken eyes, these long craggy hands with these gnarly fingernails, and then they move like the girl from The Ring. Clayne Crawford from the Lethal Weapon TV series plays the dad in this, and he really looks like if Timothy Hutton, Henry Thomas, and Gavin Rossdale had a baby. The director of this, Adam Mason, also directed another Into the Dark movie, which is I'm Just Effing With You. That one was pretty creepy as well. At least it was unsettling and weird. The imagery is off-putting in a good way. It jacks with you and enhances the tone of the whole film. I love that because the imagery, and there's so much of it that is thrown at us, we begin to question what we're actually seeing and what is real and what is imagined. Is it just grief? Is there something supernatural? Are there really crazies running around with hoods on? I mean, all of these things we begin to ask, and I think that's great that we do, because that means the story's drawing us in a little bit. If you're looking for an episode of Into the Dark that is creepy and fun, then you should check out They Come Knocking. There's no sex or nudity, but there is plenty of violence, profanity, and violent images. I give They Come Knocking 4 out of 5 couches. What's your favorite in the anthology so far? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.